Today on Thrice IND, Brian upgrades his clutch to a spring conversion, as well as changes his oil. Good morning and welcome. Today I'm doing something quick and easy. Apparently I still haven't done a lot down here. Moving's harder than you think it is. I'm going to do an oil change for my Mt01, and then I'm going to do the clutch spring upgrade kit. I'll probably end up filming this over a couple of days because I'm in such disarray that I'm not going to be able to do it all at once. I'm still working on the bike exhaust and doing stuff like that. I just figured I'd get this done because I need to. And an exciting thing that I found, I may have talked about it in another video, I'm not sure, I might have cut that clip, but this I bought for my Yamaha YZF 600R. It is a reusable, cleanable oil filter, and it fits a lot of other vehicles as well, because a lot of bikes, they use generic parts, because the more generic you use, the cheaper it is to manufacture. So anyway, a lot of manufacturers use the same size and everything. So according to the internet and the actual website, this for a YZF 600R, which is a Flo Reusable Oil Filter, will fit on an 06 Yamaha Mt01. And the other added benefit is it's got these little kind of cooling rings, or whatever you want to call them, fins. So my bike is air cooled. Add a little extra cooling for the oil, which is the only thing that actually cools this bike, and the air obviously, but added a few extra cooling fins. Everyone says it does lower it by a few degrees. I don't know, we'll see, I guess. First of all, we have to get into this bike and take off a few things. So one of the main things you have to take off, I'm pretty sure the oil filter is like somewhere in here. So I obviously have to take off this whole underbelly, belly tray thing. And I think I have to take off the rectifier as well. I might not though, it might actually just be underneath the rectifier, but you might have to take it off just to get in there. So that'll be easy. The other thing on this bike is, because it is a dry sump oiling system, which is the one pretty cool thing about this bike, I have to drain the oil tank, which is this. So there is, there it is, right there, which you guys can't see at all because it's so dark in here. That bolt, loosen that off, most of the oil will come out, quite a bit of it, and then I think you were supposed to undo, there's another spot, I don't even know where it is. I don't know, it's probably under here actually, but to drain whatever's left sitting in the bottom of the engine, because there's going to be a little bit. And then after that, I have to pretty much remove this, and then this whole cover comes off, so I'll have to remove this part, and then, so this, all the bolts around, and that should all just come off. It should be pretty straightforward, but we'll actually see once we get in there. Hopefully it's not too bad. Alright, so I got that belly pan off, I took out the drain plug, and as you can see, it's draining some of the oil. There's the filter. I don't know if you can even see, that is some terrible lighting right there, but it's right here. I could probably get it out without taking this off, but that'll just be a lot easier. It's 2 bolts, and this will just flop out of the way. So I'm going to undo those 2 bolts and get that oil filter there. Alright, got the filter out. It was really easy, like I said, removing this, just swinging it out to the side, just 2 bolts. You kind of just can hang out here. And there's the 2 filters. So this is the stock one, obviously, a Yamaha one, and this is the the Flo Reusable Filter. I'm probably going to take it apart really quick just to make sure there's nothing like inside there, because it's been sitting around for a while. I'm pretty sure I had it in a bag, and so it should be perfectly clean, but I'm going to check it anyway. As you can see, they're pretty much the same. It's one thing I like to do whenever I get a new part, just in case, who knows, part numbers get screwed up all the time if they get sent out. So you don't want to like get into there and then realize it starts squirting oil everywhere because it's the wrong size, whatever. This is a pretty, the only thing different about this is it is a little bit taller, the new one. But that could just come down to, it has a little dongle at the bottom. Yeah, that probably is actually the only difference right there, is because of the hex head on the bottom. Other than that, it's identical. It'll look better, not that you can see it, and it'll hopefully cool better, which is cool. So this should be the same. It looks like the same size holes. Like I said, I'm going to take this apart really quick. I'll show you guys what it looks like, but I'm just going to take it apart just to make sure it's all good. I'm actually going to show you guys how this comes apart. So basically all you do is push down on this. There's a spring in there that holds it up. You twist it till it gets to these notching points. And then this should just fall right out. So there's the filter. Full metal design. And then all you do is clean it out with, I can't remember what they recommend to clean it out with, some kind of, I don't even remember. I can't think of the, I'm so tired right now, I can't think of names. But there you go, there's the spring that kind of holds it in place. This just goes in there. You take it out and clean it with, they don't recommend gasoline, but there's other things you can use. Dissolvents? Whatever. I can't think of the name, whatever it is right now. Let me just look it up. Screw it, I'm not going to look it up. You can clean it with some kind of cleaners that I can't think of the names of right now. Anyway, then you just pop it back in, turn it, and I don't know if you can see right there. Here, I'll turn it. Hard to do with one hand. You can kind of see that little race that this runs on. You just turn it until it gets all the way to the end there, or as close as you can get it. It sort of clicks into place. Once it's in that spot, it doesn't really move. It can't untwist while it's inside here. Not that it's going to go anywhere once it's screwed on there anyway, but there it's kind of locked in. That spring in the bottom pushes it up, making sure it doesn't go anywhere. So the only way to get it out is push down and twist. So that should be fine. I'm going to stick it on here. Basically goes right in. You guys can't see anything. Right on those threads right there. Pretty easy. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it's not going to work. Oh, and sorry, the last thing, obviously, the thing that they say is really good about these is this this seal, this rubber seal on the outside. It's a square seal as opposed to the stock one, which is round. The problem with round is, obviously, it's only going to touch at the very tip of there. That's the sealing surface. Is going to be the edge where it touches, same as like a motorcycle tire. Obviously, the whole surface isn't going to touch. It's going to go, you know, just the tip or whatever is going to touch. Which is sort of true, but sort of not, because as you screw this on and tighten it, it will flatten out a little bit and do that. So I don't know how much that's going to affect it. But anyway, that's one of the things that they say is really good. Has more of a sealing surface. Again, I don't know how much more that'll be, but one of the main things you want to do, just oil this. There we go. Not that you can kind of see it. There it is on the bike. You can kind of see it out here. Again, it looks really cool. It won't be seen at all once I put this on. Covers it pretty much completely up, and then the belly pan covers the rest up. So I don't know how much more that'll do for cooling, but apparently it is better. I can't actually remember the specs on it, but how much it filters is quite a bit more than a stock filter. So it should be better for the bike overall. It's reusable. It costs like, I can't remember what it actually costs because like I said, I bought it for my YZF a long time ago, like 100, 120. Obviously that is like, I'll say 10, but it might be like 5. It's 5 to 10 bucks. I can't remember. I don't know what Yamaha ones cost. Haven't bought one in a long time. So it depends. Over the lifetime of that filter, it should, you know, you'll eventually start saving money. You buy 10 oil changes, so 10 seasons, it'll eventually save it. So it depends how much you ride. If you think there's going to be an added benefit to the cooling, if you think there's a benefit to the supposed better filtration, all that kind of stuff, better sealing, not that that really matters, and better cooling. So depending what you think, what you use the bike for, and all that kind of stuff. Also, it's just cool, reusable. You never have to think about buying filters now. I'll just pop that off, clean it out, and I can actually, that's the other really big thing. If you're going to race it or use it for, I don't know, it doesn't matter. You can take that out, you can dump out the contents of that filter onto a napkin or a white surface. You can see if there's metal shavings, whereas this thing, you can do that if you want to cut into this. That's a pain. This one just pops off. It's easy. So I think that's kind of cool. So anyway, there you go. It fits right on. Easy. YZF fits Mt01. All right. It's really, well, actually it worked. This bolt right here is the other bolt. So that one right there on the bottom, that was the drain plug. Actually, it looks like it could go in further. Oh no, that's just the thing. Okay, so that's the drain plug right there for the reservoir, the oil reservoir. This bolt in here is the bolt to drain the rest of the oil that'll be sitting in the bottom of the engine. Because after you shut it off, obviously the pump that sucks all the oil off the bottom of the engine, or the oil pan, stops running. So some of the oil is going to leak down from the rest of the engine and end up in the bottom there before it gets sucked out and put back into the reservoir. So to drain all of the oil, you go for this bolt. It's like under the engine. You have to have that the belly pan removed. It's right there. It's a small little bolt, hard to see, but I mean it's on the oil pan, so it's pretty easy to figure out what it is. So you need to undo that, drain the rest of the oil, or if you're wanting to live a little dangerously, you could just undo all these bolts around here, that one, blah blah blah, all the way around. Pop this cover off and oil just seep out everywhere. I'm gonna drain that one just because. If you're just doing an oil change, you probably just want to do that one, obviously. I could probably just get away with doing that, but it'll just make a bigger mess. It'll probably make a big mess anyway, but here we go. Again, apologies about how dark it is down here. I can't turn my flashlight on apparently at the same time as I'm recording. There you can see oil is coming down from the engine. So there is quite a bit more. That's the oil right there. Bloop. So there is quite a bit more just hanging out in the bottom of the engine. So if you want to do a full good oil change, I recommend doing the drain bolt on the end of the bottom, the front area of the reservoir, and then just the oil pan at the bottom. Take that out, you get all the oil out of the engine, then you can put your filter back on and redo, like refill it all up, and you'll have brand new fresh oil. Because look how much oil this thing actually takes. Probably takes more than the average bike. I could be wrong, but I think it would take more just because it is cooled primarily by, well, air going between those fins, but also just engine oil. Alright guys, I'm actually going to end this video here. Basically the procedure to put everything back together is the same, but in reverse as taking it all apart. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm ending it here because I don't want to do too long a video. It's already at 10 minutes and I want to make sure I don't go too long. So I'm going to do a second video on the clutch. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions or ideas for future videos. And yeah, thank you very much. Goodbye.